This is Celeste Johnson and Etienne Jackson reporting from Southeastern.
So, you want to be a communication major, huh? Well, this podcast will give you all the tips and tricks to help you excel in this field.
One of the first points we'd like to make is that every major company needs a communication department.
Yes.
Every company has a department specializing in human resources, public relations, media relations, writing, and training and development, all of which fall under communications.
Yeah. She's right about everything that she's saying. And also, electronic media is a good thing that you can study as well.
Southeastern offers many concentrations in the communication field, including electronic media, public relations, OrgComm, and multi-platform journalism. In 2012, the Southeastern Department of Communications developed a new curriculum in which students can choose from a variety of different concentrations. This allows our students to become more flexible in the area of communication so that they can discover what field they would like to go into specifically. I am one of the students who was in the old concentration of public relations but decided to switch over into the new curriculum so that I could have a variety of choices in classes. One of the ways that the new curriculum has helped me is that I get to take a bunch of different classes. I've taken a newsletter editing class, I've taken a HTML class, which can help me tremendously in public relations because a lot of things are moving online. Employers want you to know how to edit web pages, how to post to social media, how to get in touch with your public, and
Right.
this helps a lot. Honestly, most times when I was in my newsletter editing class or HTML class, I was sitting in there like, wow, I really am not interested. This isn't my forte. Like, I don't want to go into electronic media or journalism. But in my internships, it has shown me that it helps a great deal to know how to write and to know how to set up a web page. And it makes you look really good when your company's site may go down and you're the only one in the room who knows how to code in HTML. It makes you look like a really great asset to the company, and therefore it
Correct.
makes people want to hire you.
Yes.
In communications, you really have to show your stuff in order to be hired.
Yes, that's true because in the field of communication, to get a job, you have to be different. You can't be just like everybody else, and you have to work hard to get there. Everything Celeste is saying about what she does in the classroom and things like that. Yeah, it's nice to have good grades, but it's also nice to know what you're doing.
Totally. When you go into an interview with a electronic media person, for instance, they're not going to look at your GPA and be like, oh, he has a 4.0, I'm going to hire him. It might play a large part, but if you have a person with a 4.0 who has no experience and then a person with maybe a 3.0 who has worked in newsrooms, who has reported, has been familiarized with the equipment,
Hmm.
then they are going to want that person 100% more just because they are dependable and they know that they already have experienced this.
Exactly. For example, I'm in the electronic media concentration and I do work at the channel, the Southeastern channel here on campus. And working at the channel, it exposes me to a lot of different experiences that I would get, in the real world. It's not just schoolwork, bookwork, it's not just that. It's actually going to stations, getting internships, and doing what you wouldn't normally do in the classroom.
Yes, I totally agree with that. One of the things that professors push a lot of at Southeastern is internships. We always talk about internships and how important it is because in our field of communication, people are looking more toward your experience than your grades
Exactly.
that you make. Etienne and I were both lucky enough to have internships during our time at Southeastern. My concentration is public relations. So my internship included me doing marketing work for a restaurant business. So that gave me a lot of real world experience also. I got to
Hmm.
meet up with a lot of people and it helps a lot with networking.
Yes, it does. And I myself, I had an internship at WBRZ in Baton Rouge. And being an intern really allowed me to say, I want to do this. Also, having an internship, it lets you know whether you want to do that or not because you're getting the hands on experience. I was lucky enough to follow reporters and actually write stories and do all the things that I learned in the classroom, I was able to do it hands on.
I totally agree with that. And doing internships, it allows you to talk to a bunch of different people and get their side of the story too. So you can see how people like working in their field, what they do on a day-to-day basis, and it also puts you in connection with a lot of higher up people that can mentor you along the way.
Yes, and if you have an internship on your resume, that looks amazing. Employers like to see that because they initially know that you have done what you say you want to do. You have some type of experience in it.
Another thing to be expected of a good communication major is to have good networking skills. Networking is very important in our field because we're not like other fields like biology and computer science where you just graduate and gain a job. We actually have to go out and hunt for our job, and a lot of that is the people you know. It isn't what you know, it's who you know and who can put you in touch with certain jobs. One way to do this is through professional organizations or even student professional organizations like PRSSA, which we do have on our campus.
Yes.
In
Keep going. Explain PRSSA.
Okay. In PRSSA, what you basically do, it's the Public Relations Student Society of America, and it basically exposes you to what public relations specialists do.
Okay, and as Celeste stated, she's in PRSSA, and me being in electronic media, I am in the National Broadcast Society. This organization has really been beneficial during my college career because it allows alumni to come in and talk about the field and talk about the different things that they do and how it's exactly what we're learning here at Southeastern. So being a member of an organization, that is really, really good on campus, and it also looks good on a resume.
Which is another great point that we would like to make is resume, resume, resume.
Exactly.
How do you build your resume? This is your key to getting employed. This is the first thing that employers will probably see before they see you. So you want to make a good first impression, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So when building your resume, there are different places on campus that you can go to help you. You can go to career services, but you can also go to the writing center. But personally, to me, there's a certain class here that you have to take. It's called Communications 102. Initially, you have to pass 101 to get to 102, but in 102, they really, really, really help you with building your resume. The professor here, Dr. Miranda, one of my favorites, he stressed how long a resume should be, what exactly you should have on it. See, when I first got into college, I thought that the longer the resume, the better. But actually, whatever you can put on 1 page or 2 pages is actually good. Because if they see your good qualities in the beginning, they don't want to keep flipping pages. Employers are busy. They want to know what you have to offer very quickly. So that class 102, that really helps me get started with building my resume.
Being that I'm currently trying to graduate in the spring, I have been trying to build my resume in order to obtain a job upon graduation. One of the great sources on our campus is career services, and it's kind of sad to me that a lot of people don't use it or don't know about it. I scheduled an appointment for a resume review. I went into it, and I felt like I had a great resume until I went there, and she made so many corrections to it to just showcase what I know and help the employer understand what I am trying to communicate to them that I know, my skills, and how I can make their company a better company, why they should want me to become part of their team.
Exactly. Okay, well, for those studying communication or considering communication as a field, we hope we have been helpful to you and gave you some information that you didn't know, or maybe that you did know but didn't know how to utilize. So until next time, we hope you tune in again. This has been Atiani Jackson and Celeste Johnson.
Good luck communicating.